Good evening, folks. This is another Tony Montana video, and please, if you're a Mayday lover, go grab a tissue, go grab a napkin, go hold your teddy bear because this might get your feelings hurt. And I do apologize ahead of time, but I don't mean to. I don't mean to just. Obviously, I'm not going to talk bad about Mayday. I'm not just going to give you a heads up on some of these scams that do go on in this breed, and just to give you some history on this. As you may have seen and read, I'm not sure what title I'm going to put on this video, but I'm going to be talking about frozen semen from quote unquote direct sons of Mayday. You have to be extremely careful when you are taking people on their word. Mayday I'm sure you guys know that there are DNA profiling now done, and it has been done for a couple of decades now, 30 years, and it was around when Mayday was being bred. But a lot of registries, especially at that time, did not force sometimes big breeding animals to be DNA profiled. And strongly believe, I saw it in my documents. I have ADBA documents for my dogs, previous dogs, present dogs that have Mayday in them. And then it shows that he was not a DNA profile. Why does that matter? Well, that means that you cannot prove that whatever dog is being called a son or was called a son of Mayday was actually a son of Mayday and not a son of a double Mayday dog, or a son of Mayday, or or of maybe something else that was mixed, inbred Mayday and probably used as a stud, or probably used as to be bred to females and labeled it, oh, this is well, Mayday was the sire instead of that inbred Mayday dog. These things do happen, and I'm not saying just including Mayday. I'm including many famous dogs. And this is the why it is very useful and important to have DNA profiles. Now, here's the trick here. Now, you gotta be careful. Here's the trick. These dogs that are called Mayday dogs, yes, in their pedigree registry, they'll have Mayday as the sire. And it will say that this dog is DNA profile. And sometimes, a lot of times, like, oh, okay, so that's like, oh, that's seals the deal. Nobody does it. What is the DNA profiling again? DNA profiling is just showing you, now from that point on, you can go back. From that point on, future dogs can be proved or unproven to be direct sons or grandsons of that particular dog that was DNA profiled. It doesn't mean that because that dog was profiled, that the scientists or people that know how to do this can prove who was the father or who was the mother, if the mother or father were not DNA profile. You follow me? So there's a couple of breeders, but I think one is trying his best to sell frozen semen from direct sons of Mayday, and there's another. There's suckers everywhere. So there's a sucker out there that really bought this semen, and like, oh wow, his DNA profile is to be a son of, and we remember him, right? And promotion is one thing. What did the dog do? Was it a good producer? If it was a dog, if it's known to be a good producer by other people's hands, then you did a good job. And I'm being straight up. But if the dog is being, promoted only because he was a son of Mayday, and that's why they preserve that semen, back in the day, you know what? Is not as good as if it was actually a dog that actually worked. Like for example, I'll give you an example. Hunch. Even if somehow he truly wasn't the son of Mayday, well, he was great dog on his own behalf. He was great dog, So uh, just even if he wasn't the son of Mayday, you're still winning because the dog was a good performer. So I'm just baffled with people that just jump and say, "Oh, but the DNA profile has ADBA papers, so it must be true." No, because at that time, they weren't as critical about making sure that these dogs were coming directly from Mayday. And a lot of people know that at some point Mayday became sterile. It was done. All those chemicals that were put in, because for him to perform better than natural, well, they take a toll. And so he was sterile, according to many, many people in the dogs. And I say according to many people because that is a consensus that the dog was sterile. And then after that, dogs still came out and said, dogs still, people were still buying sons directly from Mayday. But again, I point out and I mentioned that a lot of times people, not just necessarily Mayday, but all the pit dogs, all the breeders will grab a double son of Mayday or inbred, dog on Mayday and say, "Oh, that was Mayday that was the sire," or that was, you just have to be very careful, And so at the end of the day, evaluate the semen by the dog that you have in front of you, or rather the dog that the semen came out of, more than the supposedly connection to a wonderful mystique type of dog, because a lot of times you're gonna be caught out there. You're gonna be caught with your pants down and paying an arm and a leg for a dog that really wasn't what you thought. So anyway, I really want you to understand, be careful. Most people in the dogs are bad people. I'm sorry to say, I get disappointed every day. I try to be a good neighbor, so to speak. I try to help people. I try to point out when I see something wrong. I point it out, and some people get mad. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm here just to express my life with the American Pit Bull Terriers. I keep it real. I keep it honest. And please understand that if you're buying dogs that have pedigree with a son of Mayday right up front, or like second generation, you might be buying, not the right thing, not what you mean to buy, not what you wanted to buy. So just be careful who's buying semen from sons of Mayday nowadays, because more than likely they bought crap, and they eventually are going to trickle down that crap to you. Maybe second generation, third generation is going to be there. And it's like putting a little piece of poop in a soup, and all that wonderful soup went out the garbage. Again, be smart. Don't believe the hype. We are here to help each other. And so I'm trying to help you by giving you some thought, or rather food for thought. That way you don't get caught out there. All right? I don't make anything out of this. I don't monetize. I just love you guys. I love people that love the American Pit Bull Terrier. We need good people. We need good people to own these dogs. I completely agree with people that say that. But good people doesn't mean that they are going to be naive. We need quality. We need trained individuals, intelligent individuals that can manage the dogs. Anyway, so be smart when you buy semen. Be smart when you look at pedigrees that have these sons of Mayday out there. If you see sons of Mayday out there in the close pedigree, and they were frozen semen dogs or frozen semen breedings, question it. What did that dog do? All right, this is Tony Montana signing off.